Welcome. Today, we're diving into the right to repair movement, exploring why it matters and how it's shaping the future. I'm Jeff Miller, and together with Central Arkansas hackers, we'll unpack the challenges and opportunities around repair rights. Let's get started. Let's take a quick look at our agenda for today. We'll start by sharing some personal experiences with the right to repair movement. Then, we'll dive into how SFC is taking on Bamboo Labs. After that, we'll explore the story of Louis Rossmann and his fight against the system. We'll wrap up with what you can do to help, followed by a look at the history of right to repair and some recent laws that matter. It's a full journey. Let's get started. Let's start with the big picture, the campaign overview. The right to repair movement is about more than just fixing gadgets. Every device we repair means one less item tossed into a landfill. It's a step toward real consumer freedom, better technical know-how, and stronger communities. Whether it's your phone, laptop, tractor, or even medical gear, having the right to repair matters. It's about owning what you buy and keeping it working for longer. Let's take a look at how the right to repair movement gained momentum over the years. It started with groups like iFixit and the Electronic Frontier Foundation coming together to form a coalition focused on giving independent shops access to the tools and information they need. Massachusetts led the way in 2012, passing the first state law for vehicle repairs. Since then, federal efforts, lawsuits, and executive orders have pushed for wider access, including a major push under President Biden to promote competition and crack down on unfair repair restrictions. Let's take a look at recent developments in repair legislation and how major players have responded. California passed a broad repair law in 2023, with Apple stepping forward to support it publicly. This Digital Fair Repair Act requires manufacturers to provide parts, tools, and documentation for repairs. New York led the way in 2022 with its own comprehensive law. Interestingly, Apple shifted its approach, launching a self-service repair program for iPhones and Macs. Meanwhile, the FTC took action against John Deere in 2025, suing them over repair monopolies. Repair is becoming a real battleground. Let's take a quick journey through some key moments in the fight for repair rights. It started back in 2001, when Congress introduced bills to challenge automakers' control over repair data, though those early efforts didn't pass. Fast forward to 2012, Massachusetts made history as the first state to require automakers to share repair info with independent shops. The next year, advocates formed the Digital Right to Repair Coalition to push for broader change. By 2014, automakers agreed to share repair data nationwide, a big win for consumers. Then, in 2017 and 2018, Apple's iPhone throttling scandals sparked new scrutiny and FTC action on repair warranties. These steps show how repair rights have evolved and why they matter today. Over the past few years, we've seen major shifts in repair rights. In 2021, President Biden's executive order pushed the FTC to challenge repair restrictions, setting a strong federal tone. That same year, Apple surprised many by launching a self-service repair program, offering parts and manuals to consumers. New York followed with the first comprehensive repair law in 2022, requiring manufacturers to share tools and information. California then passed a broad law in 2023, with Apple's endorsement. By 2025, repair legislation had spread nationwide, and the FTC even sued John Deere for monopolizing repairs. The momentum is undeniable. Now that we've laid out the campaign objectives, it's time to connect the dots. Show how each objective builds toward your long-term business goals. The graph here is a powerful tool. It helps make those connections clear and concrete. Visualizing this progression not only strengthens your argument, but also keeps your audience engaged and on track with your story. Let's see how these pieces fit together over time. Back in 1956, the government stepped in to challenge IBM's dominance in data processing, a time when regulations aimed to protect the people, not powerful lobbyists. The IBM consent decree forced IBM to sell their machines outright, not just lease them, and to offer fair prices and terms. It also stopped IBM from bundling products or restricting customer choices. The decree even separated IBM's service bureau from the main company, ensuring a level playing field. This was a landmark effort to encourage competition and break up monopolistic control. This slide dives into the 1956 IBM Consent Decree, which aimed to break open IBM's tightly controlled ecosystem. IBM had to license key patents to competitors on fair terms, making sure others could innovate and compete. They also had to provide training and technical support to independent service providers. Plus, IBM was restricted from using its control over raw materials and machinery to squeeze out rivals. The goal was clear: create a more competitive market for machines and services while preventing monopolistic behavior. Many rules had time limits, showing this was a focused fix for that time. At the heart of every marketplace are 6 core consumer rights, fundamental protections that keep things fair and safe. First, the right to safety means products and services shouldn't put us in harm's way. Then, the right to be informed ensures we get honest, clear information, not misleading ads. We also have the right to choose a variety of options at fair prices, backed by laws against monopolies. The right to be heard guarantees our voices matter in shaping policies. Right to redress means we can seek fixes or compensation when things go wrong. And finally, the right to consumer education empowers us with the knowledge to make smart choices. These rights form the foundation of trust between consumers and the market. The Consumer Product Safety Commission, or CPSC, steps in when there's a safety gap, either when no industry standard exists or when Congress asks them to act. Their rules can be straightforward design requirements or more drastic, like banning certain products altogether. They work closely with industry to create safety standards that prevent fires, shocks, and other hazards. When unsafe products hit the market, the CPSC manages recalls and ensures consumers get refunds or repairs. They also research risks, analyze injuries, and educate the public to keep everyone safer. Let's talk about the Magnuson-Moss Warranty Act, a federal law designed to protect you as a consumer. It requires warranties to be clear, and it stops manufacturers from voiding your warranty just because you fixed something yourself or went to an independent repair shop. Those warranty void if removed stickers, they're not only unenforceable, they're actually illegal. Recently, the FTC took action against companies like Weber-Stephen and Harley-Davidson for unfair warranty rules. And just this year, they warned several air purifier and gaming PC makers about possible violations. This law is about your right to repair and keep your warranty intact. Let's take a look at what you can do to make a real difference in this campaign. Start by learning some basic repairs yourself. It's empowering and cuts down waste. Support your local repair shops. They're the heart of sustainable communities. Attend repair cafes to connect and share skills. Spread the word by sharing repair knowledge with friends and family. And finally, reach out to your legislators. Let them know repair matters to you. Every action counts. Repair Café events are about more than just fixing broken items. They bring neighbors together to troubleshoot and repair things for free, sharing knowledge instead of tossing stuff out. Repair is a powerful act. It preserves independence, teaches valuable skills, and helps people stay connected. Our local Repair Café is part of this movement, building community one repair at a time. It's a simple idea with a big impact. Let's talk about what a Repair Café actually is. It's a free community space where people come together to fix things, from clothes and furniture to bikes and electrical appliances. You'll find all the tools and materials you need, plus expert volunteers ready to help. Visitors bring their broken items and work alongside these specialists, learning as they go. If you don't have anything to fix, you can relax with a cup of tea, lend a hand, or get inspired by books on repairs and DIY projects. Louis Rossmann has built a reputation by openly sharing how to repair Apple MacBooks on YouTube, but his work hasn't come without challenges. Apple's legal team once threatened to sue him over a video that showed detailed schematics, including something called the board view. This view connects the circuit diagrams directly to the physical parts on the board, making repairs possible. Despite facing constant demonetization and legal pressure, Rossmann keeps pushing back, standing up for the right to repair. Let's look at some key organizations driving the repair movement forward. iFixit is well known for its repair guides, teardowns, and repairability scores, plus free tools that support community repair cafes. The Electronic Frontier Foundation focuses on consumer rights, digital ownership, and policy advocacy to protect users. Repair.org pushes for right to repair laws and builds coalitions to strengthen the cause. And the Software Freedom Conservancy highlights issues like proprietary software breaking open-source licenses, keeping the conversation about software freedom alive. Sometimes, when you can't change the game, you have to play it differently. After failing to pass legislation on his own, Louis decided to bring in some help. With support from a philanthropist, he hired lobbyists, experts who know how to influence lawmakers and navigate the political landscape. This move wasn't about giving up. It was about finding a new way to get his message heard and make progress where he couldn't before. Here's the problem we're facing. Companies sell us products, but they keep control over how we actually use them. We might think we own something like a car, but then the manufacturer charges a subscription just to unlock more horsepower. Or you buy a video game only to have the publisher shut down the servers and make it unusable. Even fixing a dishwasher can be impossible without the manufacturer's permission. This limits our freedom in ways we don't always see. FULU was created to challenge the growing push against ownership. We believe that when you buy something, it's yours, plain and simple, not controlled by the service provider, not held by the manufacturer, but fully yours. This idea is at the heart of what the FULU Foundation stands for. It's about reclaiming ownership in a world that's trying to take it away. We start by exposing the hidden ways companies try to control what you own, from digital locks to legal threats and privacy violations. Then, we educate by breaking down complex laws and tech jargon into stories anyone can understand, using YouTube, wikis, and newsletters. Next, we unite people from all walks of life, fixers, gamers, activists, even owners of smart fridges, because together our voices are stronger. Finally, we push for reform, backing laws that protect your right to truly own what you buy. We're focusing on two main projects here. First, the Consumer Rights Wiki, a resource designed to empower people with clear, accessible information about their rights. Then, there's FULU Bounties, an initiative driven by the FULU Foundation. This project encourages community participation through rewards, sparking innovation and engagement. Together, these efforts aim to build knowledge and action, making a real difference in how consumers connect with their rights and opportunities. Our mission here is clear: to shine a light on a new wave of consumer exploitation. This isn't the same story from decades past. These challenges are different, more subtle, and often overlooked. Traditional review sites, tech press, even consumer protection outlets frequently miss them. That's where this wiki steps in. It's a resource dedicated to uncovering these hidden issues, giving consumers the knowledge they need to navigate today's complex marketplace. Back in August, FULU took a stand by awarding 2 bounties. Both cases involved manufacturers breaking devices with firmware updates that locked features behind subscriptions. That move sparked a big win. Now, FULU is expanding those efforts. Each bounty starts at $10,000, and here's the exciting part. For every dollar you donate, FULU will match it, up to another $10,000. Your support doubles the impact, pushing us closer to fairer tech. Today, we're looking at a new initiative from the Software Freedom Conservancy, or SFC, focused on the right to repair for users of Bamboo Labs 3D printers. After reports of violations of the Affero General Public License, version 3, SFC launched a thorough investigation into Bamboo's software and firmware. So far, they've confirmed 2 specific violations. One key issue is that Bamboo hasn't provided the full source code for their slicer software, the tool that converts digital models into printable layers. This is a serious compliance concern, and SFC is working to address it. Now, let's talk about another serious issue with Bamboo's recent actions: what some call a chilling effect. Beyond keeping their networking library closed, Bamboo went after a developer named Paul Jarczak. He created a clever way to integrate with Bamboo Studio without changing their proprietary libraries. by modifying a different slicer called Orca Slicer. When Paul shared his work on GitHub, Bamboo demanded its removal, claiming their terms trump the AGPL license. This is a clear violation of the license, which forbids adding extra restrictions. Paul complied, but only under protest. This situation raises important questions about power and user rights. Let's talk about IBM and compatibility, or rather, the lack of it. IBM wasn't exactly eager to keep things open. They were pushed by the market and competitors to allow some freedom, but it wasn't their first choice. They made the IBM XD, which had its share of bugs. Meanwhile, other companies like Compaq were building systems using similar architectures, but with independent software. Then came the PS2 platform, a real headache for compatibility. It didn't work with other processors or expansion cards, and even the floppy drives needed special cables. I remember my first PC, a 286SX40 running Windows 3.11, with just 2 megabytes of RAM and a painfully slow modem. Updating AOL took days, only to find my machine didn't meet the minimum specs. This all ties into the bigger conversation about the right to repair and how closed systems limit what we can do with our own devices. I tried to get information through FOIA requests about fines given to companies for breaking the Magnuson-Moss Act, but I haven't heard back since September 2025. My guess is they send warnings, but don't actually fine anyone. Is it really too much to ask that the products we pay for work for us, not the other way around? Think of a dragonfly. It keeps pests away just by being there. I want companies to fear ending up on the Consumer Rights Wiki. So please help me gather and organize all the wrongdoings, share your experiences, and add new companies like Vizio, LG, Samsung, Apple, and more. Thanks for joining me today. I hope you found this journey insightful and inspiring. If you want to keep the conversation going, you know where to find me. Take care and see you next time. This video was created with SlideSpeak. Visit SlideSpeak to turn your presentations into engaging AI-narrated videos.